Hi, it's Dan here from Thomas Roder Support. I'm just going to take you through the new theme options found in our new Foundry WordPress theme. To get there, it's all handled by the theme customizer, which is available under Customize here. Or if we look in the dashboard, just bear with me a minute while this loads, you can find the theme options within Appearance and Customize here. Okay, so if we have a look at the theme options themselves, just see what they do and where they tie in. You can see the first option is the demo data, which is, if you've been following these videos, you would have seen now. That's just our simple system for importing all the content you see in the demo. Then you've got the WordPress standard options, such as the site title and tagline. The colors, this is where you will set up the theme to be a bit more to your taste. So if we have a quick look here, if we change things like the highlight color, so if we create a nice bright obvious pink one, while we're doing that, we'll also change the dark wrapper here. Make it really dark. So you can see straight away our changes make quite a broad impact on the theme, but you have control of everything you'll need to. We'll just pop these back just to the standard. And if we look at the next option here, we've got a background image, which obviously if you're using certain styles will be visible. Navigation, just a standard WordPress option here, just where you can set up which menu you'd like to use, and in the two positions we've got available. Next up, the standard WordPress option for widgets, which allow you to set them up in the footer here. Personally, not a fan of you doing it this way, but you can. So you can just see there, we've just added a quick calendar widget, which just appears straight away in the footer there. Next up is where you can set the static front page or the blog posts. Obviously, I've done this in the previous video, so we've got no need to do that again. And then here, we've got some specific options for fonts. We've made this very straightforward for you. Again, you just need to supply the URL from your favorite Google font and the name for it to work. So you've basically got, you can use any of the Google fonts you can find in the theme. Ideally, I'd suggest to choose one where it's got quite a few weights available, just so everything looks as it should, but you are free to do whatever you wish. And this is where you'll also apply your favicons, which appear in the browser, and the custom CSS area, which if you come and see me over at support especially, you may use. The header settings. Now this is where you can choose a layout. Let's just choose the dark header to begin with, just to flip it around a bit. Just hit save. Okay, what we'll need to do, now that one hasn't changed, the simple reason for being the override is set on this particular page, so it's probably a good time to mention that as well. So let's take a look at the admin and see if we can change this. We'll just find our front page. Show a few more here. Home layout 2. Okay, and we have a look here. As you can see, on this particular layout I've chosen as the home page. Right at the bottom where we've got the header overrides, this has actually been set to light header, so this just explains why we're changing the theme option, but it's not changing here. It's because we've actually specifically said for it to be this certain type of header. So we'll change that now for the sake of this video. So we're going to set that to not override at all, and we'll update. And based on that change, if we refresh the options here, there you go. You can see the dark header is kicked in as we expect. So yeah, that's just to explain, if you are following along with the videos, or if you're in a position where you're making changes in the theme options and you're not seeing them being reflected on the front end, simply check the overrides for that particular page, the likelihood is you'll see there has been one set, which obviously if you are setting an override, it will essentially usurp any other option you do. So yeah, anyway, if we have a look here, the options, you can see we've got the dark header set at the moment, but we can also have transparent or an off-screen one. We'll just quickly switch over to off-screen just to show you. As you can see there, it's all very, very straightforward, very easy to use. The utility bar, you'll notice you've got some extra information here. That can be edited just in the subheader settings here. So if you want a button to appear, you'll need to actually supply a URL. So you can see we've added one there, so the button's appeared. If we want to change this text here, say to our own address, simply do so by popping it in here. And again, the icons in the header as well. If you want any to appear, just simply select the icon, provide a URL for it to point to, and everything will just appear as expected. Okay, next up we've got the blog settings. Now if I just see if I can navigate to the blog here. Just a single post will do. Okay, as you can see here, we've got different options for various text throughout the theme. At the moment, if we want an actual background or anything here, we can select one by the options available to us, and we can also change the text and the title for this area as well. And also for archives and whatnot, you can actually choose what layout you'd like as well, all from this one option. And then in portfolio, we've just got the same again. So when you're viewing a portfolio archive, which will be say a category page, this is where you can change your title and the background image, and also the style of portfolio as well. The theme, exactly the same again. This is just where if you're viewing one of the archives from the post types, this is where you can control the header there, and the shop layouts, just pretty much giving you a general idea of what your shop page for WooCommerce will look like, whether you want a sidebar, how many columns, etc. And then finally, in the footer options down here, we've currently got it set to the default footer options, which is lovely. But if you want, you can have one of the various other styles you've seen in the demo. So there we go, we can change that then. As you can see by the message here, if you want to place your own text or something down there, this is handled just by the copyright message here. I'll just pop in hello. There we go, we can see the changes reflected there. And again, you can also add more icons and whatnot down there for your social profiles as well. And then finally, if you have a modal setup, this is where you can also set a cookie name, so that users who have visited the page also don't see it a second time. Anyway, so that's the theme options for Foundry. I hope this video helps. If you've got any problems or if you need any help setting up the theme, come and see me over at support. I'll be happy to assist. Other than that, thanks so much for watching.